Thank you. At this time, for our last presentation, the chair recognizes Councilwoman Quiñones-Sanchez, who will present a resolution recognizing Eddie Alvarez. Would Mr. Alvarez and those accompanying him please join the Councilwoman at the podium? And joining the Councilwoman, we have Councilman O'Neill, Councilman Heenan, Councilman Don.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In keeping in tune with the celebration of National Hispanic Heritage Month, and on Monday when we raised the flag, albeit inside the building because of the rain, the Puerto Rican flag on the third floor. At that time, Mayor Kenny joined us, and he spoke about the relationship between the Irish immigration to the United States and the struggles of the Puerto Rican community and some of the shared values. And Eddie Alvarez, we have the best of two worlds. He is Irish and Puerto Rican descent, and we are extremely proud of his humble beginnings in the 7th Councilmatic District. A couple of weeks ago, Councilman Heenan joined him at a celebration hosted by Local 22 in recognition of his achievements to date. Councilman Dom, who's also a fan, recently posted an amazing video about Eddie and Eddie's walk through his neighborhood across the street from the Ascension campus on GM Westmoreland. And, you know, as Eddie walked the neighborhood, he talked about all of the good things he learned growing up in a changing neighborhood with all of his challenges, never talking negatively about it, but really looking at the things that made him stronger, whether it was how he ran through the neighborhood to his elementary school. And what touched me was how he talked about how in his stoop, as he sat down in his step, he thought about all of the possibilities that he had in the world. So, you know, kids have their worlds at their fingertip. Eddie sat at his step and he knew he was going to be great and that he was going to make his parents proud and he was going to make his neighborhood proud. And I like, you know, if you haven't had a chance to see the video, you should, because that's exactly the type of mentor and leader we want to have in the community for the young men who still sit on the stoop in those neighborhoods, don't choose to be there, but really do and should have access to the world. So I'm extremely proud. I had an opportunity to share with him, and we waited a little bit because his wife and daughter were going to join us, Jamie, so we're very, very happy to have him here. And with that, again, another person from the 7th Councilmatic District. We got it going on. Recognizing and congratulating and honoring the outstanding career of Eddie, the Underground King, Alvarez, on being named the new UFC lightweight champion. Whereas Eddie Alvarez was born to Puerto Rican and an Irish family in 1984 in Kensington, attended Northeast Catholic High School. In high school, which by the way, Councilman Heenan, or Catholic grad. In high school, he was a two-time national prep All-American wrestler and placed 6th at the 2000 and 2001 National Prep School Wrestling Championships at the weight of 145.
Hey, 145 seems such a long time ago, but anyway, whereas soon after graduating from high school, he began his professional career with only 8 months of a professional MMA training on December 14, 2003 at ROC 5 Ring of Combat with his first round knockout victory. And whereas Eddie, the Underground King Alvarez, has brought recognition to the city by winning the UFC lightweight title on July 7, 2016 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Bring it on, McGregor. Bring it on, McGregor.
But before I say the whereas clause, Eddie may have grown up in the 7th Councilmatic District, as I grew up in the 6th, one parish over, as we say. And now Eddie lives in the 10th, one parish over from me. But when Councilwoman Sanchez called, I said, you take it. This is about a lot of things, but it's really about Hispanic pride and Puerto Rican pride. So we get our priorities straight around here, even though we have strong feelings. Whereas Alvarez claimed the title after a monumental victory over Rafael dos Anjos. Thank you, Bobby, for pointing that out. Alvarez threw a flurry of punches with one clean strike to finish Rafael dos Anjos to clinch the title 3 minutes and 49 seconds into round 1. Could have waited a little while. I mean, people were just starting to sit down, while also receiving the Performance of the Night award. Whereas Alvarez has a 28-4 record spanning 13 years of MMA fighting, with a number of championship wins, UFC lightweight championship, 2 Bellator lightweight titles, an MFC welterweight championship title, and a reality fighting welterweight championship title, and
as the UFC lightweight champion, Eddie Alvarez is a role model for the youth of Kensington and the city of Philadelphia due to his athletic achievements over the past 13 years. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Philadelphia hereby recognizes, congratulates, and honors the outstanding career of Edward Eddie Alvarez, capping it off by becoming the new UFC lightweight champion, and
further resolved that an engrossed copy of this resolution will be presented to Eddie the Underground King Alvarez as evidence of our sincere respect and admiration from this legislative body.
And the chair recognizes Mr. Alvarez for remarks.
Thank you. Not huge on words. That's why I chose the career I chose. But when I originally started fighting, it was just to compete and do something that I enjoyed doing. I didn't realize that it would manifest into something like this or a world title. I realized as I got older and I had children that when I stepped into the octagon and I fought for the city of Philadelphia, I was bringing the city together. From North Philly to South Philly, Fishtown, Port Richmond, Northeast, everybody tuned in and everybody watched as I would go out in the octagon and fight for our city. And I think it inspired kids and gave people hope, and took a lot of people who didn't have a lot of resources and helped them dream for something better. So thank you guys, the councilmen and councilwomen, and it's my honor to hold this belt and fight for the city of Philadelphia. Thank you.
Council, be it ease.